Okay, about a week ago, I was tagged by AdamLore for the 5 Macabre Facts uh, uh, thing that's been going around, and I've been not putting it off, but I just haven't gotten around to responding, so here I am going to. And I don't have my notes with me. I actually wrote some notes down when I first saw it, and I didn't bring them into my office. So, let's see here. I'm going from memory. The first one was, what kind of serial killer would you want to be, or would you be? Well, that's a tough question because, frankly, the whole thought of causing harm to another human being really bothers me. I don't think that I could really ever do it. I mean, it would be great to be a serial killer as long as you didn't actually hurt anybody. Which sort of seems contradictory. But I think if I had to be a serial killer, it would be, maybe like Dexter, taking out like really, really bad people, sort of doing the world a service, taking out the trash kind of a thing. But there's flaws with that too, because then again, that's relying upon, a set of judgments that I'm not sure that I'm qualified to make. I suppose if, I guess what would be really cool would be to be like a instead of a serial killer, be like a serial threatener. Like really, really, really bad people, and like they wake up and there's a knife next to their head in the pillow or something, where they realize that, they're vulnerable, that they're not immune from consequence, and so they'll change their ways and become better people. But anyway, and the second one was if how would you like to be executed, or your preferred execution style? Is death from fellatio an option? I'm not sure if the question, actual real ways people were executed, or if you can sort of choose your own method. I guess if I had to choose an established means of execution, it'd be really hard because I don't want to die. I do want immortality, so it's even harder than the kind of serial killer because I don't want to hurt anybody else, but I especially don't want to die myself. So I don't know. I suppose firing squad. I don't know. I really couldn't. Lethal injection. I've heard too many horror stories about it from a medical perspective. So. Okay, the third one was if you could save your family, or you could, destroy the rest of humanity, family and friends, I think it was. Which would you choose? And that's a really tough one. Like, to save humanity by killing my family, as long as I was included in that, I guess, because I wouldn't want to live if my family. Anything happened to my family, that's the end of story for me anyways. I wouldn't want to survive something like that. But I've also heard some people make some really good, compelling arguments about the end of humanity is coming anyways, that the human species, and so therefore I guess it would depend on family and friends. I would pick family and friends, I suppose, taking a selfish way out. The fourth question was $10 million in exchange for the death of the oldest person in your family. I couldn't make that choice. The oldest person in my family is very, very dear to me. I would not trade their life for $10 million, even if that life may be short. I couldn't do it. And then the fifth one was really funny. Which person on YouTube would you kick off if you could, or and again, I don't think I can't remember who it was, but somebody made the excellent suggestion that it would be one of those groups like big network or big corporation that already have a voice elsewhere. They don't need YouTube, Fox News or something like that. They don't need YouTube as a vehicle to get themselves out there. They're just it's just one more thing they're doing. I think it would be one of those. I don't know which of them it would be, but it would be one of the big ones. I wouldn't want to see any of the. I don't care how offensive I find them. I don't want to see any anybody else. Even what I call the the assholes of YouTube, I think, have every right to be here and say what they want to say. So, and I'm not going to tag anybody for this. I think this tags thing, this one's gone around, and pretty much everybody's kind of gotten a shot. And I don't know who. I don't have the patience to look through and see who's been tagged and who hasn't been tagged. So, this one I'm not tagging anybody with. So, thanks.